I want to offer you a counselor's insight from a recent client session that I had that I felt was so powerful and impactful, not just because of the progress that this client has made, but because the issue that this client faced is what so many people face that's never really talked about. And it's the self-critical voice, that voice inside of you that says you're not enough, that doubts your ability, that relies on praise from other people to make you feel good, to make you feel worthy. And for some, it's so bad they just see themselves as completely worthless, to the point that if they were to leave, no one would miss them. No one would ever care. But we let ourselves get so low about who we are that we rely on praise from other people outside of us. We feel so low, we can't even make ourselves feel good. When you think about self-worth, you can think of it as lights and shadows. When you are feeling so low about yourself, you don't believe that anyone can see your true light or really value or appreciate your true light. You end up putting on this facade, this mask, in order to hide who you truly are. You start pleasing others. But you don't do that for the sake of pleasing others. You do it because you want a certain response from the people in your environment. You want them to praise you. You want them to accept you through their eyes. So you end up being someone else, someone different than who you really are. Because you've learned that who I really am, there's no place for that in the world. I'm just going to be criticized because this is what I experienced when I was a child. I wasn't heard. I wasn't given this space to express myself. I was shut down. I've been taught and conditioned to be someone else. And the system that we live in doesn't really foster or allow us to really genuinely express ourselves. So I want to return to this concept of light and shadow, that who we really are is the light within us, and the shadow is everyone else's judgment and criticism cast over that light. And we find that we live under this constant shadow that we can't lift. And it's so heavy, it makes us feel that we really are not worth anything. We're not worth much. With this client, I can see the progress that's been made from someone who was living under the shadow to someone who is learning how to assert their light in the world and how to assert themselves in the people around them, to the point it's starting to serve their relationship and starting to serve how they feel about themselves. And I wanted to share this insight with you because it is so impactful and powerful once you start to get that process going on. But it starts with self-awareness and self-compassion. Two things that are not easy. They won't just come to you. You have to earn it. And one of the best ways you can earn it is through counselling. In order to earn self-awareness and self-compassion, you start by writing down what your dreams are. What is your dream life, ideally? If you can craft any life you wanted for yourself outside of materials, then what would that look like? How would you feel? And then you start to craft from that goals that you could reach, and then you break those goals down into smaller steps. And you often achieve those goals through a series of small, consistent, positive habits. Not only does that help you to reach the larger goal, but you end up learning how to enjoy the moment and enjoy the process along the way, because it is a process. Each step you take on that journey will be accompanied with fulfillment, with positive energy to counteract the shadow that you've been living under. And a lot of people who live in the shadow of judgment and criticism will do things to please those people in order to get less judgment and less criticism. But you're not addressing the core issue. What you're doing is you're dealing with the symptoms. You're trying to lift the shadow, but instead what you need to do is focus on your inner light. What is it that you want? Learning how to communicate what you want and assert yourself despite the shadows that are present. That is emotional resilience, and that is the secret in order to live a fulfilled life. If you're interested to explore this further for yourself, then visit my website. The link is in the description, and you can book your free consultation with me, where you can start your journey towards personal discovery and emotional freedom.